Hi, I am Heather Anayaya. I am a conscious channel for the Divinity Council of Three and the Gathering, and we are going to do a session. Please join us. For the session this evening, there have been submitted questions for areas of topic. One is for someone questioning about their health. And they've been experiencing a great deal of fatigue, stomach upset from time to time, and a lot of lethargy, and they are wanting input in their situation. We will refer to this person as Key. So these questions are presented to the guides. I will now go into the awareness state and connect with the guides, and we'll see what they have to say on this and any other information. If you are interested in having certain topics or your personal questions answered or addressed by the Divinity Council of Three and the Gathering, then you can email to heatheranayaya@gmail.com, and the questions will be presented. If they are answered, your confidentiality will be respected. You'll be referred to as either your first name or some other way without giving your full identity. We greet you this evening with joyfulness and with praise for the planet Earth's inhabitants that are rising in consciousness and expanding multidimensionally. We say shalom, peace be, and welcome you with open arms and joyfulness in an embrace of friendship. It is a special evening, for tonight there gathers many, not merely here to speak while there is support, but throughout the earth plane there are many converging upon the planet to share in a show of light as the earth is hosting a magnificent tribute to the brothers and sisters and family throughout space, time, and multidimensionally. We greet you. We thank you for your hearts that are open and loving, for your ability and desire to learn, to grow, to expand in friendship. This evening we address the topics that Heather Anayaya had posed earlier from others. And we say first to look within the self, within your heart, your emotional being, within the reality of your mind, grounding the self in the earth plane and expanding upward through the crown center, the meridians of energy through the body flowing with ease, letting go the blockages, the disturbances in your frequency. Expanding open as healing rays of light, your chakra centers, and the pulsation places throughout your body. Shine, dear ones. expand, and breathe. The glorious mist, the light, the essence divine. Some may call it Holy Spirit. It is consciousness as life, which you are made of, as are we, as is all existing. As mentioned many times previous, by ourselves and the divinity through this channeling source. It is always around you. It is merely calling for you to increase your awareness of it, to raise your vibrations, your frequencies of being, to expand your conscious awareness, opening the heart, cleansing the body from fear and turmoil and punishment and self-harm. And in doing all of these, you are then awakened into your more expanded state of being. For the barriers that you had built around you come down, and you see with precious clarity. Welcome. Welcome home to the awareness that you are at your core. Now we say in addressing the issue that Key has brought up about health-related issues, the areas of concern, of digestion, of fatigue. This is not merely of the physical sort, for it is seen that through the layering of the bodies, meaning not merely the physical form, but the emotional being, the mental plane, the energy expansions and layers moving off of your form, outward. There are many more layers than this, and through them all, there runs a cord, much as harp strings. They can be fine-tuned, they can be strung. And in the way that they are strung, they can be played. It is the tone and the sound that they make that displays to others who you are as a conscious being. The part of the divine, the divinity you came from, your experiences throughout time, existence, and oneness. The individuality within the whole. This is often how psychics and mediums can read the energies, the healers. And much as a harpist plays those strings, making beautiful melody, so a reader can feel these, can read these intuitively. Now we add here the importance by saying all can read these. You do not need to be a recognized healer or channel or vessel. All pick up on these if they so choose. Whereas some are more gifted in this special region, just as some understand and have skills in areas that others do not. One is not better than the other. They're unique. But all have the ability and do read subconsciously the energies of another. Thus, for example, how you meet someone and before hearing them speak, maybe before seeing them, so there is not judgment of their physical form or how they present. but there is a feel. Sometimes this is due to reading their energy. So in stating this, explaining these layers to you, these strings and tones of energy, we bring it back to the inquiry of why there is fatigue, why there is discomfort in the gastrointestinal region of the body, the tiredness and worn out. And we say you have traveled long and through many stages. You are fatigued, for you have been here before you have played this game, dear one. And you are ready to move on. And you grow tired and exhausted, in one part, from the game that is played on earth. Looking forward to stepping out of it. There is tiredness at times with those of the humanity around you, the processes, the employment games, the food, the rent, the automobiles and their care, the relationship dynamics, the politics. Do they not bring a weariness to you? So there is this layer of the fatigue, of the irritation, of the processing within the body. For in looking at the digestion and the gastrointestinal tract, it is the processing. It is preparing for elimination. It is breaking down and working through, assimilating what is needed and necessary from what is not. Releasing and letting go. And when one holds an issue or a concern or a fear, some form of blockage, even strong opinion, it creates a ripple effect through your essence, through your form, physically, which is essence, condensed. Because you are not then flowing freely in release, in process, in assimilation. And so we say on this matter, to turn inward to yourself. To pay attention through meditation, through peacefulness, through silence and quiet time. Grounding with the earth plane, expanding open as the tree and outward to connect with source. Breathing in the light throughout all aspects of your form as taught before in our messages. And in the centering, you will find that a shift occurs, a lightening, and the density, the blockages will begin to dissolve, for they will rise slowly to the surface for you to observe once you become still and silent. Now we add in here, there is also the matter of acceptance. Acceptance of what is, acceptance of what you can and are called to change. Acceptance of what there is in your life to let go of. And we see there are great things there, dear one. There are many areas calling you, beckoning for you to look at, observe, and listen. One is your paid work. What you do there, and your attitude towards it. For we see there is the questioning of whether you should stay or relinquish the position for someone who is more dedicated. For you are, in your thought, it seems, burned out, exhausted. We see the thoughts within you that state that you are ready to move on into another area of growth and life experience. And this is okay, but it is not yet time, we say. But while and as you prepare, and in your silence and your grounding and your connection as oneness, we highly recommend identifying what pulls you, what calls you. Not through the mental sense of overthinking, and not merely through emotion and that pull. It is beyond the rationale alone. For it takes all of your senses combined, your spiritual being, your physical being, your emotional being, your self as essence and spirit, and life force, to all combine, to conjoin, and in conjunction, in the stilling, in the grounding, in the expansion, the openness of bliss, in that moment, that your truth begins to reveal itself within you. And life comes, it calls, it whispers, and it roars loudly. And as you move through these processes, as mentioned, your ears will open and you will begin to hear and observe and accept what comes forth and the next step on your path to take. It is process. Flow with it. And at any time you are unsure, simply ask. You, yourself, have guidance with you, who is love. Birthed from love's source, same as you, but in knowing they hold that essence. They are around you. You need merely think or verbalize or feel and speak with them as a friend of your concerns, of what you are seeking. But be aware that it is not in complaint that positive change is created. It is moving beyond that. To visualize, to identify, to claim, to know what it is that you seek to experience. Now say that as you do this, you become confused or exhausted. You do not know how to proceed. I do not know what I want. How do I proceed, you may ask. And we say key. To turn within, to ground, to breathe through the life force, to expand into and as and with divine oneness. The beauty that you are always. In every way. from that space, that honest space, opening. Receiving the blessings, the guidance, the nourishment of Divine Spirit flowing through and all around you, as it is through our life, and requesting to hear your guides, to see the signs, to be receptive, to learn, to grow. Ask for assistance with these, and see in your mind's eye and in your knowing of truth in yourself, claim it. Make it so. I am deserving. I am peace and whole, calm and rooted and grounded in the oneness of life source as love. I open, I expand as beauty and grace to the divine guidance. I ask for your assistance, the angelic, throughout all time and space and dimensions. May I shine as wholeness, as love source. Assist me, I ask, please. Teach me, guide me, help me through the difficulty and the challenges and overcoming and dissolving fears. And from there then, dear one, ask for what it is specifically you seek. If it is not appropriate, it will not come. You can converse with your guides on this and find out why, or what is appropriate, or what you are learning through the experiences taking place in your life. So even if you are not yet ready to leave your job that you are currently in, or some other situation that may be experienced, you can find out what you are to learn from what is taking place now, in the moment. And in knowing that, acceptance comes. Not acceptance as giving up. For some, humans confuse these. And we say it is not that we speak of, but rather acceptance. I am here now. I open to learn and to grow from the challenges and the life I experience each new moment. The moment. The one moment. I am aware. And do expand. We encourage you, dear one, in this process. Now, another aspect of the disturbance is the physical body, the activities you participate in and those you do not, through choice, through lifestyle. We give the example of the dietary intake. For some of the foods that you are taking in, the cheeses, the animal product that is not fermented is disruptive to your body and to your hormones and due to your age, dear love, it wreaks havoc. For one much younger can experience and overcome this if it is done occasionally, but for your body it has taken a toll over time. Now we stated if it is not fermented. What we mean by this are those fermented drinks or cultures produced through animal product. Some of these in moderation are fine for your physical form. We speak to you, key. Each one listening is to observe within their self. You know in yourself when you are honest and truthful with your being, of what meshes and what does not, of what unsettles, of what heals. You know this. You are an intelligent being. You have choice. And in your decision making, you choose ease of foods and products. You choose your addictions. Some think of addiction as smoking, of drinking, of illicit drugs. But it is not food, the addiction of most. The salts, the sugar, the MSG, the other additives, the grease. The manner in which your foods are cooked in. If you are brave and if you are truly seeking clarity and well-being, have complete honesty when looking at the nutrients that you are taking in and those which you are lacking. It's your food choice, your liquid intake. Look at what you take in through your ears that you hear and your eyes that you observe or read or watch on television or movies, videos, podcasts, listening. We will continually state you are what you align with. It is through self-honesty that healing comes forth. Bringing it around to the fatigue. Looking at the more complete full picture. What has been addressed this evening for you is surface level for you, or you finding an assistant to process with you, one who is trained or intuitive, but aligned with source, with light as love. Absent of power and control. And to work alone or with this other being on that self-truth and honesty, examining the energies you are aligned with, the frequencies that you exist as mentioned, comparing those to the harp strings, the blockages you may have to the truth of who and what you are, of what is taking place in the world, of looking at the workplace or the equivalent in life experience. The mental emotional state, the physical body, and food, nutrition, liquid source. And finding solitude, grounding, opening, expanding, aware connection as source. We wish you well and blessings, reminding you to communicate with the guides of highest light that are waiting to assist you further. Shalom, dear one, and blessings upon you and in your navel, your stomach lining, and from your mouth and nose all the way down through your form and healing. If you like this, hit like and subscribe, and send your questions and topics for the guides.